Hey y'all, well, it has been a huge week on the Appalachian Trail and other trails that are in a tri-state region of it. We've got flood, mud, heat, and the bears are getting worse out there. And it's all affecting the hikers, whether it be on the Appalachian Trail or on regular trails, but we're here to talk about what's going on the AT. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So we got Drifter, Carry On, and Bandit. They have made it to New York. That is awesome. They say there's no troubles with the trail from Delaware Water Gap through half of New York. That's great. That's good to know. That's a big swath of it in there. They sent in this video update.
Hey Ramdino, this is Drifter, Carry On. Bandit's in the background. We're at Ralph's Peak Hiker's Cabin.
In New York.
In New York. It's like mile 1439 or something like that. So we made it through New Jersey, no problems. We're in New York, we're halfway through New York. The only thing you gotta look out for, there's been a lot of rain and the humidity's kicked in now, so them rocks are slick.
Yeah, they're sweating as you go, so you gotta watch your footing as you're coming through.
Yeah, other than that, the trail's been good, nothing to get around, nothing to worry around.
The water is sketchy.
Yeah.
Some of it's really dark.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, we haven't had any brown water till we got to New York. But if you filter it or treat it, you should be fine.
Yep.
But there's enough water out there to get you. You shouldn't have to carry more than an extra bottle. All in all, it's been pretty good, and we're heading to Connecticut for the weekend. All right, thank you for all you do, Ramdino.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
Dutchie, he's one of our international hikers out there, and he has made it through the halfway section. Matter of fact, he even made it through the half-gallon challenge once he passed that halfway mark there at Pine Grove Furnace. He sends in his update.
Hi Ramdino, it's Dutchie here from the Pine Grove Furnace store. We just did the half a gallon ice challenge, and we succeeded. It's been a bit of a ride. We had quite a bit of rain in the last 2 weeks. We got NOBO just out of Dillsville, between Dillsville and Glasgow, Waynesboro. There was a lot of NOBO there, but yeah, we're still going good. 2 months and 6 days on trail and halfway, still smiling. Smiles over miles, they'll say, but my Tremley is a few miles behind, probably about 15 miles behind, but they're still going good. I'm hiking here with Old Gear, my old mate Old Gear, and and he's going strong too, so we're heading out soon again. Thanks for everything you're doing for the trail community, and big hello to all the hikers still out there. Keep going. Ciao.
Okay, I don't know if he's still got a little bit of NORA going on or that half-gallon challenge got to him, but he just seems for me just to be, either he's got a glucose overload coming in or an insulin spike or something, but he actually, I thought he was getting ready to go to sleep there. But in any case, Dutchie, thanks a lot for that. Good to see that you've gotten as far as you have, and that's just awesome. You're past the halfway point, it's all downhill from here, right? And one thing to take away from that is he indicated that he had NORO up there in the central northern Virginia area. So just understand that it is it's still out there on the trail. So everybody wash your hands. Don't eat out of each other's food bag. Use soap and water. Just hand sanitizer is not good enough for that. And then we got Zuko and Katara. They're back on trail after a little bit of break, and they have made it through Massachusetts into Vermont, or Vermud as the case may be. They sent in their update.
Hey Ramdino, Zuko here, and
Katara.
And guess what? We're leaving Massachusetts and entering Vermont. We're officially back. Welcome to Vermud. Later.
And Tick Magnet, who's been reporting in now ever since he got back on trail, he indicates he is into New Hampshire. He sends in his video.
Hey Ramdino, it's Tick Magnet, and Flatlander and Chips and I are up here in New Hampshire. We're like 20 plus miles into it now. Today we'll get to, I guess it's the Notch Hospital, one of the two. At any rate, after that we got the Kinsmans coming up. The real test begins. Anyhow, the trail's been kind of muddy here in New Hampshire. Not too much of a change from Vermud, but at any rate, our hike goes on. We have 5 days of huts reserved up in the Whites, so we're looking forward to this next section. And thank you for keeping us all in touch and all the information you provide on the AT for all of us.
And Pacesetter and Uncle Bill, they have reached the halfway point and are on beyond. Didn't get a hint from them about what happened at the half-gallon challenge, but it's good to see Pacesetter. Uncle Bill said she is back 100%, so that is good to see that. You'll recall she had a pretty bad head injury, but she's back 100%, and that is great.
Yes! We made it.
Halfway. Kind of a sign that needs some repair. That's the 2024 halfway point.
Well, you know, we may be celebrating prematurely, and I'm comfortable with that. Perhaps we should keep walking, because I didn't remember the sign looking like that. Devin did a picture or video, and I don't remember it looking like that.
I don't have a clue.
Well, let's keep walking.
Anyway,
Got it.
my watch says we passed it.
Oh, well, there was no sign then.
There was no sign.
No.
Anyway, we're on our way to Maine. That was a little anticlimactic, but the ice cream's going to be fantastic.
I am just happy. I'm just so happy.
Hey, Ramdino. As you can tell, Pacesetter and I think we made it halfway to Maine. And we've enjoyed Maryland and Pennsylvania a lot so far. We've had a lot of rainy weather, but the hiking has been cool. Just today, really wet feet, but the sun's out gorgeous today. The Birch Run shelter is still closed because of the bat bugs. Looks like they put up some cage in the roof so that the bats aren't roosting up there anymore. But when we passed by a little while ago, that shelter is still closed. So thank you for everything you do. Have a nice day.
Last week we had Chaplin on the trail. He had indicated that he had gotten off there at Franklin. He'd gotten back on and he had kind of flipped up. But he just decided that he had to get back off, and this time it looks like it's permanent. Says he has peripheral arterial disease, and which is causing cramps and aches in his calves. Not real familiar with that. Doesn't sound nice. He did indicate the one of the recommended ways to get over that is to walk, which he's hiking, but he said that it's just like knives into his calves right now. So probably doesn't need to be doing walking up and down the Appalachian Trail with a pack on his back. Maybe that's just a little too much. And he said his walking had become a hobble. Said the 140 miles that he did was special and very memorable, and he got to witness to a lot of hikers out there, and that was really his main goal of being on the trail. So bless you for doing that, Chaplain on the trail, and we're just glad that that things didn't get worse and you got off when you did. Go back and rehab that, and even if you never come back through hiking again, the trail is always out there to do section hikes if that's something that you want to do. But thanks a lot for what you did while you was out there on the trail. And then Mailman, who had not been reporting to us, but he is a subscriber to the channel, he indicated that he was a flip-flopper, and he reports in that he's off the trail in the Smokies due to a bear encounter. So he was at Peck's Corner Shelter, and this was June 12th. He was there with two other hikers, and he said around 7:15 a bear came into the shelter and took a hiker's backpack. So that's pretty bold, coming into the shelter in the Smokies. And then he said no matter what they did, he wouldn't leave. He returned an hour later, and they emptied a full can of bear spray into him. They had a bear horn. Don't even know what a bear horn is. And he said that makes lots of noise. And after about 30 minutes of standoff, the bear left then. They, after a while, tried to go find the pack. They could not find the pack. Went and like searched 3 different times. And then they just reported the incident. And after that, the shelter was shut down. He said, along with about 5 other shelters in the Smokies. We're going to cover that in just a minute. But he said the other 2 hikers had drove all night from Michigan. They had just gotten on the trail there at Newfound Gap. And in Peck's Corner there, that was their first shelter they're getting to. And this happens. And so they didn't have any gear, so they had to leave, and they're done. They drove all the way back to Michigan, and he said he's done too. And so because of that, looks like he left the trail. And he said he's terminated his hike. So that's unfortunate when that happens. And we're seeing a lot of that going on in the Smokies right now. And so, but we're going to cover the bears here in just a minute. Before we get to the news, I got this for you. Hey, what's up, honey?
Taking a break. Hey, hon. Hey, Daisy. I hear you got you a new Maine squeeze.
What are you talking about?
Your Element drink mix. The new.
Oh yeah, the new lemonade flavor Element drink mix. That's right, yeah. It is awesome too. It's one of my favorite flavors, and it's got all the same
potassium, magnesium.
Yeah, and sodium too. That's right, it's got all those electrolytes that we need when we're out here on the trail. And you need to tell your folks at school that when we get back, they can go to drinklmnt.com/Ramdino, order them some, and with any order, they'll get a bunch of free flavors that they can use. They can give it away to people, or they can use it yourself, but it's all free with any order that they get. So that's drinklmnt.com/Ramdino.
Yeah,
so,
I'll do that.
You ready to get on up the trail?
Yeah, but like, I want to know what you were thinking I was talking about.
About the new Maine squeeze?
Yeah.
That's what I thought you was thinking about.
I don't think it is.
Get you some.
Wait a minute. We're not done talking about this. Come here.
Honestly, I could use some of that Element right now. I'm out here. This heat index has got to be 90, 95 or something. And I'm in the woods. I'm in the shade. I'm sitting still. I'm just sitting here prattling away to you. So it's hot. And this is in the foothills of North Carolina. But let's get to the news. So the big news, I guess, of the week was all the rain that we came through, particularly North Carolina, western North Carolina. There was a microburst that came through there right along the trail, right after Davenport Gap, which is the northern end of the Smokies, where it comes out of, the AT comes out of the Smokies, and it affected drastically Standing Bear Hostel. So a lot of you have stayed there, you may have resupplied there, may have just hopped in for the day, or may have parked the car, whatever, but Standing Bear has been a mainstay for years. The house is there. It was on an old farm that was over 100 years old. And it didn't get wiped out, but it got severely damaged from the little creek that runs through it. So it just became a river, a raging torrent. So the bunkhouse, the hiker bunkhouse was damaged. Of course, the whole yard was damaged. The fire pit area was damaged. It ran through another area there where hikers stay. The stage is gone. And so that was just really tough. They actually had to be rescued by SWAT that were in basically, I think it's called an MRAP, which is basically an armored pickup truck. But SWAT came and picked them up. And so they've got a lot of recovery. Right now they are asking people to come and help them recover. Although the main highway, which is 40, is closed down getting there to them. So you have to get back roads to get there to them. You cannot get there to them from 40. They've also, so they're asking people to come if they will for mud outs. They need supplies for cleaning. Things like that. Then they're also going to need just help in general getting back on their feet. They have started a GoFundMe page. Looks like it's doing pretty good. Looks like it's raised over 10 grand so far, but that's probably going to take more than that to get that going. They do have electricity. They do have Wi-Fi, but they don't have running water. Hopefully they probably got some bottled water coming in, so that's something that they could use if you're going up there. Maybe bring them a couple cases of bottled water. And then the AT immediately in that area was hit by the microburst too. So I don't have any indications from folks that have been out there on the trail what kind of trail damage was done. This is a shot here where the trail comes up under the bridge there. So this is in the process of being cleaned up, and then right when it gets under the bridge, this is Green Creek or Green something road. So it was damaged. I don't know, when they're going to get, if that's even passable once they get 40 open into this area to get up there to Standing Bear. But then also the trail, if Standing Bear got damaged, then the trail in that section probably got damaged as well. So we'll wait and see. I'll bring you up to date as soon as I hear what's going on with that. So the ATC says, and that was Green Corner Road where it passes under Interstate 40. The ATC says hikers should continue to be extremely cautious in this area. Watch out for heavy equipment, especially along the roads around Interstate 40. Overpass, backpackers, section hikers, and day hikers may want to consider hiking elsewhere until repairs are complete. And then along with that, we still had a lot of rain up and down the eastern seaboard. And so the AT in Maine has received several significant rainfall in the past couple days, and more is probably coming. That's resulting in higher river and higher stream levels, which are going to make some of those crossings very dangerous. I got a rain gauge that was sent to me there in the I'm going to butcher this, so somebody correct me. The Piscataquis River in Blanchard is at a level where we expect river and stream crossings there south of Monson, especially the west branch of the Piscataquis, and in the 100-mile wilderness to be at dangerous levels. So that's around, and it may even be impassable, and though that's from NOBO miles 270.6 to 2,182. So 2,070.6 to 2,182. And this graph here shows what a lot of rain can do and how it takes it a long time for those river levels and crossing levels to come down over a period of time, in some case more than a week. And you can see this dashed line here, that indicates peak flow. So obviously it takes a while for it to even get to peak flow, which in some cases may be a dangerous crossing. So just remember, don't take any chances at those crossings. If the water's really swift coming through there, and at all, I would say if it's more than ankle deep and it's really rushing through there, then don't go. Throw a stick in the water. If you can't walk faster than that stick's moving, then that water's moving too fast for you. If you are going to get in there, and I don't suggest it again, unbuckle your backpack, loosen your strap so that if you do fall in, you can come out of that strap. We had a thru-hiker that passed away last year there and just north of, in the northern section of Vermont, because we had flash flooding, and it was determined that he tried to cross, and either the flash flood got him while he was crossing, or he tried to walk through something he shouldn't, and he was killed doing that. So that is not anything, obviously, that we want out there. And then even when you got the water issues out there, we've got high heat indexes that are going to spike this weekend and throughout at least the middle of the week, towards the end of the week next week, particularly even up north. Maybe not so much on Mount Washington, but everywhere else, it's going to be some terrible, terrible heat indexes. Like we're talking 95 plus. That's the heat index. The temperature is going to be around 90 in some cases, and then it's going to get up to 95 plus with the actual heat index, which is what it feels like on your skin. So somewhere around 250 million people in the U.S., pretty much up and down the eastern seaboard, are going to be affected. Trail Boss and I are heading down to Flagler Beach this weekend, and so interesting enough, I looked at the temperature. It's only going to be in the low to mid 80s down there. So going to Florida, but believe it or not, is going to be cooler than it's going to be up north in the New England states. But please, while you're out there, you need to get you some type of hydration. Constantly stay hydrated, and you need to replace those electrolytes. Of course, you know my favorite is Element, and that's what I recommend is the best thing that you can replace those electrolytes in there for you. But you got to be doing something to replace them, and mainly, above all, you have got to be hydrated. I need to be hydrated right now. While I've been sitting here, I've been sweating something terrible. So I got to get inside and replace some hydration. And then the bear situation, it's all up and down the trail. I've looked at on the ATC website, and they've literally got reports of bears all up and down the trail. There are some shelters closed, especially in the Smokies. So we got Peck's Corner that I indicated is closed, which is at mile 218. We got Molly's Ridge, which is at 178, and then Derrick Knob, which is at 190, and Icewater Shelter, which is at 211. So coming from Newfound Gap, you've got those two right in a row. Icewater Springs at 211 and Peck's Corners at 218. And eventually, they're probably going to be closing the last shelter there in the Smokies. I know it's got a bear cage on it, but typically that one gets shut down as well due to bears. And so that's going to make for some really long, drawn-out days on the trail. Now, thru-hikers that are NOBO are already through there, but we got flip-floppers. SOBO hadn't quite get there yet, so we're not concerned about them just yet. But, of course, we got section hikers out there. I'm a section hiker. I'd want to know this information. So right now may not be a great time to be hiking in the Smokies. And then our Trail Angel correspondent up in Vermont, Spineless Cougar, he says the hiker numbers are starting to go up. So he hadn't seen the bubble coming through there yet. I think the bubble is still south of him. But he says there's been lots of scattered rain, which has helped make that vermud muddy, nice and juicy. And the hikers are reporting that, but they're also reporting that it is starting to dry out just a little. Rivers and streams are higher than normal in that area, so finding drinking water is not going to be a problem. He says shelters are either full or empty, depending on where you are or just the random luck that you may have. But overcrowding does not seem to be a major issue yet. However, this is long trail season. So this is a season when people start hiking or through hiking the long trail. And the long trail goes through the Green Mountains, and it shares the treadway with the AT in that area. So since it shares the treadway, it also shares camping spots and shelter spots and obviously trail magic. And so it's probably as that population increases and the bubble gets further up there, there's going to be some crowding that occurs in those shelters. So just be prepared for that. And I didn't mention it just a minute ago as far as water and hydration, but if you have Far Out's app, you're out there on the trail, please update the water sources. I know that I use the updates I see from water sources, you know, particularly in a dry season or a dry part of the month or whatever up there. So update water sources on Guthooks. Leave a comment. You don't have to have Wi-Fi to do it. It will go through the next time that you get around Wi-Fi or you have a signal. So please update that. That is very good information for people to use out there. A couple stats we got from Spineless Cougar sheets that he sends out there. It looks like the heaviest pack was around 41 pounds. I don't know how somebody carries 41 pounds all the way from Springer. And the lightest was 14. And the earliest somebody had left that have gotten to Vermont or where Spineless Cougar is was March 1st. So that was the earliest. So that kind of gives you an indication that, you know, January, February should already be through that area. And really, March folks have not got there yet. That may be somebody who's just really quick. And then, so SOBO season has started up, which means Fresh Ground and the Leapfrog Cafe. He is out there getting ready to start serving SOBOs. So right now he is recouping from a issue that he's having, a health issue at home, but as soon as he gets done with that, he is going to get back on the trail. Not going to tell you what it is. That would be TMI. I'll let Fresh Ground share that with you. You can go to his Facebook page and he will TMI you to death on what's going on with him. But in any case, he is also, now's the time when you could start sending him donations to feed the SOBOs coming through. And so he works off of purely donations from people out there. That's the only way that his ministry operates. And so whatever you give to him, he's going to just turn right back around and give that to the thru-hikers that are coming through as he gives Trail Angel, as he gives Trail Magic to folks out there. All right, folks, that is all Daisy and I have for you this week. As always, appreciate you, and we hope to see you out there. Ain't that right, Daisy? Yes, it is, girl. Yes, it is. Come here, girl. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.